providing big city healthcare with a hometown touch. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, July 9th, 2019. It is 7 a.m. And welcome to Down on the Corner program.
Another good morning.
Another warm, muggy morning.
It is a little humid this morning.
Just a bit.
I'll give you that. It is a little humid.
It's a bit humid, but I was watching Abby on Channel 3 last night, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. A little bit, they've got a cold front.
80 something.
Yeah, 80, high of 87, I think, with lower humidity. So we're looking forward to that cooling off like Wednesday and Thursday. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis, and our guest today is going to be Police Chief Corey Manuel, and we'll be visiting with him here in just a minute. Down on the Corner is brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center. Best care anywhere. Best care in the Midwest. The envy of many Midwestern hospitals. Check out their urgent care 24/7. Only $69 per visit. Go to BaxterRegionalCare.com. Go to the Apple App Store or Google Play on your smartphone devices and log it in.
There you go.
5 minutes to log it in?
It takes about 5 minutes to get all your information and everything in. It doesn't cost anything to go to the app, get everything set in and ready. You only pay if you need to see a doctor. And they can call in your prescriptions, do everything right there on the phone.
It saves a lot of time. It's only $69 per visit. And, of course, Baxter Regional Medical Center, very innovative and always stepping out and testing new waters on, they were on Channel 3 News last night with CPR devices. Did y'all get one of those?
Not yet.
Not yet. But, here we go again with Baxter Regional. More innovations right here. Baxter Regional Medical Center, best care in Midwest, the envy of many Midwestern hospitals. And, of course, Brewed Awakening Coffee. Went out there yesterday. How were the cinnamon rolls?
Awesome.
Great.
I didn't even keep any in mind to show, but these are big cinnamon rolls. They're huge. They fill up a plate.
They do. Check out Brewed Awakening Coffee. 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, 62 East Plaza, out by Anytime Fitness, and, of course, Bomber Boulevard. And I was reading the menu board. Just all the different flavors and blends and everything in the coffees. It's like a 7-foot-tall menu board. You can get it all right there at Brewed Awakening Coffee. Check it out, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And they do a great job at all 3 locations. So check them out. Mike and his staff do a great, great job. Stop by here at the studio sometime. Have some coffee with us. We're at 1226.
Get the maximum strength version.
Adult dose right here. It's almost illegal coffee time. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive, just north of Pizza Hut and Pizza Inn, right here in Mountain Home. You're always welcome to stop by, have coffee with us. But check out Brewed Awakening, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, right here in Mountain Home. Talk to Bruce, Charlotte, Chris, Brad. They know what they're doing, and they know what you're going through. So when the need arises, emergency situation, non-emergency, passing of loved one after an illness, perhaps whatever it may be, check with Roller Funeral Homes. 29 Roller Funeral Homes in the state of Arkansas to serve you, one in Memphis, Tennessee, right here in Mountain Home. Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. And, they handle it. They take care of it, and they'll, what do you need for your loved one here? Blah, blah, blah. It's done. You get it done. So Roller Funeral Homes, when the need arises, with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. They bring you the morning prayer each and every day, so let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, today as we visit with our police chief, Lord, let us remember, first of all, that law enforcement people work 24/7 to protect us, holidays included. Lord, the police intervene only when we've done something dumb or stupid. And I'll say it again, if we would obey God's commands, perhaps the police wouldn't be so busy. But Lord, my prayer today is bless our police, city, county, and state, keep them safe and protect their families. And that's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring you morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now, dun, dun, dun.
Oh, can he be arrested for impersonating a trumpet?
I think it's getting worse. This week has not been my good week.
Tighten your shoes. You'll get that high note in there. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. RetireToArkansas.net. It's time to check the live webcam at the White River. It's time to check the fog and the humidity at the White River.
Yeah, you can't even see the river. You can't even see Cotter. You can't see.
It's a little bit foggy up there. Wow, look at that monitor right there. That's something. Lots of fog in Cotter today. Well, we'll check it here again in a few minutes.
This is what it should look like. This is
That's
a
the
still
wintertime shot right there.
showing where everything is, the river, Mountain Home, Missouri, Bull Shoals. But now when you go
To the live shot.
these humid mornings right now,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much fog there on the
There's
river.
so much fog. Live shot brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zadora. Buying, selling, need some property. Arkansas, Missouri. They can help you. Even down Searcy County, Stone County, Izard, Boone, Marion, Baxter, Fulton. You name it. They can help you. They've got folks licensed in Arkansas and Missouri. Man, they can help you out. If you need a large acreage, call the Z Team. And once again, I'm going to talk to all my friends in St. Clair County, Illinois, getting ready to retire in a couple of years. Now's the time to get retired to Arkansas.net, set up in your computer so you can check out just the right house or the property for you here in northern Arkansas, southern Missouri. A lot of folks come down from my old stomping grounds up there just outside of St. Louis. And you mean you live here? You're just 6 miles from Cranfield? Yep, I'm just 6 miles from Cranfield. Wow, well, move on down. Come on down and join us.
I'm going to put this on you real quick and let you talk for just a second while I switch.
Oh, we need to readjust the camera. Okay,
Yeah,
well.
I messed up on the camera shot too and we're out of camera.
Really? You messed up on the camera shot. Anyway, we'll go through the temperatures real quick. The weather brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate.
Temperatures, well, I couldn't bring them up.
Well, I can recite temperatures. Here's what we got. We got 71 degrees in Mountain Home, Flippin, Harrison, and Yellville. How's that? You don't need to see that to hear it. 73 in Salem, 71 in Calico, 70 in Mountain View. Around the region, St. Louis checks in at 73. It's already 75 at Poplar Bluff, 73 in West Plains, 72 at Branson, and 63 degrees in Watford City, North Dakota. So,
All right, I'm back.
he's back.
I didn't put it on the middle camera, so when we brought up the graphics, it was going to make the screen go black.
Oops. We're short of camera. Somebody swiped our camera.
It's all right. We got it covered. We're good to go.
Okay. We're in the low to mid 70s around the region. You ready for the radar?
Yep.
All right. Here's the national scene on the radar right now. Showers in Montana, North and South Dakota, eastern Nebraska, northern, northeast Kansas, moving into Iowa, northern Missouri. Like northern Missouri needs more rain along I-29. And so that's that part of that cold front they're talking about coming through later on. Showers off into the Gulf of Mexico a little bit, and just scattered showers throughout the region. Nothing real serious right now. Take a look at the state of Arkansas. Little Rock radar showing all highways are clear. Picking up lots of. Oh no, it's not. And that shower right there, just kind of south of Batesville, right there, picked up a little bit. And we do have a little bit around Branson, a little bit north of Baxter County, over in Ozark County, Missouri. And so basically the highways are clear. 62, 412 east and west, Highway 60, 67, 167 Batesville, Poplar Bluff, and around Highway 65 at the Boone County line, north of Boone County line. Once you get in Missouri, a little bit around Branson right there. Your interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, and 555 seem to be clear at this time. Nothing very serious going on right now. Check St. Louis and then southwest Missouri here. The St. Louis area, they've got scattered showers north of Columbia, Missouri. We've got showers around Farmington, Missouri, north of Centerville that affect Interstate 55 coming into South County, St. Louis. A little bit around I-70 around Columbia. And let's see, Centerville, that's, forget that highway over there. It's one of the state highways over in that part of the country. Anyway, I-70 east to St. Louis and then on into Vandalia and Effingham, Illinois, no problems there. East St. Louis, Illinois, I-64 east Mount Vernon. Then once again, you see Interstate 55 just north of Farmington, Missouri before you get into South County, St. Louis. I-44 Rolla to St. Louis, I'm not seeing much right there at all. You see I-24 to Interstate 57 southeast of Carbondale. No shower activity at this time. Southwest Missouri, we may pick up a little bit of that shower coming in on the western side. No, it's not got that close. Hey, I'm picking this up between Joplin and Springfield. A little bit between Joplin and Springfield and I-44, so kind of a heavy shower right there. We've got a little bit of red. I wonder if I can enhance that. Let me go to this base loop here. Allow, press this button, click here. Yeah, a little bit of intensity right there, just on I-44, just a little bit south of Interstate 44 between Joplin and
You
Springfield.
got a little bit at the line there too.
Yeah,
coming
right there.
across.
Yeah, and it started out kind of heavy stuff there in the northwest part of Boone County, and then kind of fizzled as it moves up into Branson. But it's moving southwest to northeast, so that's a typical pattern. And so, heat advisory for much of Arkansas. From the two county roads, I'm going to say, are not affected by this, but everything else in Arkansas, you've got heat advisories in Oklahoma, eastern Texas, most of Louisiana, Mississippi, parts of Alabama, southwest Tennessee, and about 4/5 of Arkansas. You do have a little bit of flood advisory going on in the south central part of Nebraska. And other than that, to summertime in the south, 7-day forecast. 30% chance of showers throughout the day, patchy fog, high of 91. Tonight, 20% chance of showers, low of 73. Wednesday, it continues to a 30% chance of thunder showers with a high of 92. Partly cloudy Wednesday night, low of 69. Thursday, sunny, high of 89, low of 64, 89 on Friday, and 92 on Saturday. Checking iDrive Arkansas. Be sure to check that before you travel. At iDrive Arkansas, you can check your border states of Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee. A little bit what's going on around Osceola. Bridge issue on Highway 181. These are mainly state roads that are affected by this. Salem Springs, we got an issue there. Got an accident on 412, 5 miles east of Highway 59. So we got an accident over there. So before you travel, be sure to check iDrive Arkansas. We'll check Missouri Traveler's Information Map. Southern Missouri doing pretty good. And of course, it's cleaning up a little bit there around I-29 north of Kansas City. And the Ridge Runner train is apparently back and running, so there's no issues there. Before you travel, iDrive Arkansas and Missouri Department of Transportation. And of course, you can check your border states on iDrive Arkansas. Allergies today, 2.7. Low, medium, grasses, and plankton are your top culprits today. Tomorrow they're predicting a 3.3, which is a little bit higher than today. But grasses and plankton today are your top allergens. And so the morning weather is brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, for all your real estate needs. And when you list your house with the Z-Team, don't forget that Linda is a professional stager. Come in and set that house to get that certain eye appeal for, ooh, I like that, you know. And what was Bob saying yesterday? They had some people calling. Within 18 hours, they had from 18 hours from the people calling, listing, they had a contract on it. 18 hours. Yeah. So they get in, get it done. That's why they got the awards. I mean, the award-winning Z-Team, you know. For all your real estate needs, call them at 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. Community calendar time. Brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home.
It's Tuesday. We got the twos this morning at the Old Time Restaurant. 2 pancakes, 2 sausage or bacon, 2 eggs, only $5.88. Or for lunch, Kimmy's homemade meatloaf. It's one of your favorites.
Yes, it
really
is.
Good meatloaf. Comes with 2 sides, roll of cornbread, only $6.88. Can't beat it.
You betcha. Sounds good to me. Let's see what we got. Today, the Bull Shoals Library book sale is tomorrow through the 13th. No, it's today through the 13th, 9th through 13th. Bull Shoals Library is holding a week-long book sale from Tuesday through Saturday. And it'll be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the 10th will be from 10 to 3. And let's see, it'll be held at the library's annex right behind the main library. And then also tomorrow from 7 a.m. through July 10th, 3 p.m., the Dynamic Shopping Fundraiser. The Baxter Regional Medical Center Auxiliary is sponsoring a sale by Dynamic Shopping. Sale will be held from 7 to 5 on Tuesday, July 9th, and 7 to 3 on Wednesday the 10th, including the fundraiser will be shoes, handbags, televisions, appliance, luggage, and more. Purchases can be made by cash, credit, debit cards, payroll deduction. And Baxter Regional Medical Center uses money, of course, for new equipment. And so the way they're going, they design and invent half of the stuff. The needs of many monthly meeting today, July 9th from 10 to 11:30 at the Fellowship Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And it'll be in the Fellowship Hall. Entrance on the backside of the church is on Highway 5 South. And this is a committee that meets the needs of others through area local churches. Today they'll be meeting at the Fellowship Cumberland Presbyterian Church Fellowship Hall from 10 to 11:30. It's on Highway 5 South, and you'll enter in the backside of the church. Scooter, got anything?
OFA football, youth football. If you got a child, 3rd grade to 6th grade, still doing sign-ups. They're going to be doing one this Saturday at the locker room from 12 to 2. So if you got a child that's interested in playing youth football, they can go by the locker room 12 to 2 and sign up. Also coming up on the 20th of this month, they're going to be doing a free training, youth training, football training, little training camp.
Like a camp, mini camp, yep.
And it'll be at the Bomber Stadium, and I believe 3rd and 4th grade will be from 9 to 11, and 5th and 6th will be from noon to 2.
Good. Community Calendar is brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Best breakfast, best lunch in town, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11. Take another look at the White River, see if any more of that fog is burned away yet. A little bit, maybe a hint, but not much.
Still a pretty shot.
You can see a little bit of the sky starting to show through, but we'll check it here and again in about 30, 40 minutes. Anyway, coming up, Police Chief Corey Manuel's here from Mountain Home Police Department. Time for a quick break. We're going to be visiting with the chief, so stick around. We'll be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with a pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn and Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn and Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
$7:20, we want to visit with our Chief of Police, Corey Manuel, and tell you what, it's always good to have you here. Just talk about some city police stuff. And so how you been?
Been good. We've
Got
been
through
busy.
the 4th?
We got through the 4th. We had a few firework complaints, but for the most part, that was the worst of it.
Yeah. No emergencies to speak of. I mean, no tragedies, I should say. I'm sure we got a few DUIs out there or something like that, but
you always get a few, and usually for us on a holiday like that, so many people, I guess they stay home, they go to the lakes, they go to places. For us, it's kind of a slower time as far as DWI arrest and, those type of incidents. Now we'll have a lot of other activity, we'll have a lot of people in town and more minor incidents, but it's kind of ironic, those major holidays, it's just a different pattern.
That's interesting. And you know, I think it'd be more along the lakes and rivers and stuff like that. But talk a little bit about the fireworks. The funny things going on Facebook is I think my neighbor bought $23,000 worth of fireworks. 12, 15 at night, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the kids want to have some fun, and I know we've got some ordinances. And if you want to go through, talk about the ordinances about fireworks real quick.
Well, it's prohibited to sell except for one location, and that's out 62 East at the bowling alley. And there was some kind of a situation going on, contract when they were annexed, so they are allowed to sell within the city now because of the annexation. Otherwise, it's prohibited to sell or to use fireworks within the city limits of Mountain Home. A couple of years ago, we started a more intense program of public awareness and trying to make people aware of the ordinance, and tried to get our call load down and not have so many people shooting fireworks, thus less people calling in with the aggravation that it causes when you discharge the fireworks, and they can be somewhat dangerous as well. It seemed to me like there was an uptick, a few more firework calls this year than last year. I'll be looking at more detailed reports here soon to see. So what I'd say next year is we're going to have to be more intense with it, do more public relations, and actually it may require that we have more people working on their days off come in and work, so we can have the number of personnel to quickly respond to a call, and we may have to start getting more aggressive with issuing citations. We hate to do that, but for 2 years we've tried a PR campaign to get people to not do that, because it's not that we're un-American. We're very American. We like to see people celebrate, but the deal is we have a city ordinance that prohibits that, and it's our job to carry that out.
And the main reason, number one, is I can remember we've had a very wet season in 2019. Let's go back in like 2012 and perhaps even 13. We had some dry times, and I don't know what's worse, having all the water or having the drought. I think the drought would be worse than what we've had this year. But when it gets that dry and people don't think, and firecrackers in the grass, that grass can just take off and burn.
It can if it's very dry. That will happen. A little bit of wind to push it along, and all of a sudden you have a fire that's out of control. And within the city limits, you have a concentration, a condensed situation with population and buildings, and that can be very, very bad.
And so, you get I'm thinking bottle rockets, Roman candles, the fountains, firecrackers, sparklers, any of that stuff. Kids with sparklers, I don't think I'd fuss too much about that, but when the projectile stuff,
Well, I think it's one thing to discharge the fireworks in violation of the ordinance, but it's another thing when you're after 10 o'clock up until 11, you run out, you discharge some fireworks, we get a call, we arrive on scene, and we don't find anything. So it's kind of hard sometimes to run down who are the ones responsible for the discharge, unless they're out in the middle of the street and they have debris laying around. But still, for us on the enforcement part, we need to see the occurrence. So we need to see enough evidence that would give us a belief that someone are the ones who discharged the fireworks. So sometimes it is just chasing calls and trying to get people to stop doing that. But very late at night, it's just being disrespectful to your neighbors.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And, I've heard it as late as 12:15 in the morning. Kids just to the west. Kids are going to be kids, and you don't want to fuss, but common sense. Just common sense.
It is. We have a lot of laws in this land, but when it boils down to this, common sense will carry us a long ways in doing what's right.
Yep. So what else is going on in the police department? You got the taxes come in, the burden's been lifted a little bit. You have a little bit more freedom to accomplish your goals now with that tax?
Well, definitely, very much so. We have additional money to make those capital improvement purchases and hire additional people. I've said before on the show that we have hired a full-time code enforcement officer. So,
and who's that officer?
Sergeant Kevin Liddy.
Kevin, that's right. Yeah.
Now he was a transfer from patrol to code enforcement, but we backfilled his position with a new hire. But he's working on a lot of cases. He's working with Greg Gifflin, our building inspector. So they're handling a lot of code enforcement issues. Now there's a lot out there to still be worked on, and there always will be, but they're making some good progress, and sometimes making progress is just a short thing, a talk and with someone and to tell them you're in violation here, and they correct it. With some other people, that don't work, so it gets to be a little more long process, and eventually that may end up with a citation and an appearance in court.
So what type of code, when we say code enforcement, what are we talking about?
Well, the most common, now there's a pretty sizable book with codes in it about how things should be done within the city. But the majority of what we deal with is going to be maintenance of real property. Grass can't be any higher than 12 inches. That's pretty high height actually, but no higher than 12 inches. So we commonly get a lot of people that let it grow more than 12 inches, and then we see it and take proactive measures, or somebody calls up and complains about it and we respond. Inoperable vehicles. Now we all know that there's a vehicle sitting here and there, but we have some places that look more like a salvage yard than a residential area. So we try to concentrate on that. Structures, sometimes you have some outbuildings that are damaged by weather, so on and so forth, a roof caving in, that type of situation. Of course, that needs to be cleaned up, rectified in some way to make that structure, even if it's an outbuilding, usable. So we get quite a few calls there. But really it's the maintenance of real property that's the biggest thing, and that's got to do with the vegetation, inoperable vehicles, and things like unsanitary conditions, refrigerators, stoves, appliances, and just junk in general being outside a residence.
There's a area in southeast Missouri that's places like that are an eyesore. And I remember an incident, this is 3, 4, 5 years ago. Clothes dryer went out, bought a new one, and it was the week of Christmas. And I had no place to put the old one because the week of Christmas, everybody was shut down. You couldn't get it to a recycler, nobody pick it up. So I put it on the sidewalk on the east side of the house. Is just embarrassed because try to get something done the week of Christmas. We're trying to recycle on clothes dryer. He just finally about the 1st or 2nd of January, whatever year it was, 16 or 17, finally got it hauled off. But it's just it's just kind of fingernails on a chalkboard, something like that.
Well, it is, but also here we use some common sense. There are situations that are going to occur, much like what you're saying, and those things are just temporary. Now, there could be someone that might complain if they see something out there for like a day or two, but realistically, we roll up on a complaint like that, or if we see it occurring and talk to somebody, you're not going to get a citation. We might inquire. We might try to find out what the circumstances are and what's going on. But the problems that we have to deal with and become more aggressive is if people don't rectify and they leave it there for maybe days or weeks or even months, then that gets to be the problem.
Mm-hmm. It does. Well, we got 7:31. Yep, 7:31. We're visiting with Mountain Police Chief Corey Manuel. We need to take a quick break. Is the White River defogged yet?
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, on the west side, it's
starting
not
to
too bad.
clear up.
There it is, getting better there. Yeah, we'll check it again in a few minutes. All right, break time. Be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
It's 7:34. Visit with Corey Manuel, Police Chief, Mountain Police Department. I haven't asked you this question in a long time. You got a genie in the bottle, and you get 3 wishes for the Mountain Police Department, City Mountain Home. What would you need? What would those wishes be?
Well, actually, it would be what costs the most and is reoccurring cost, and that's personnel. You know, each year there's more and more that's expected of us to do. Sometimes it's just the growth in the call load in different areas. But when you hire personnel, you have the cost of course, personnel, which includes benefits and equipment for them, uniforms, and so on and so forth. So it's the most costly for us, and that's our greatest need. If you want to ask number two, it's the capital improvements. That'd be anything from equipment to vehicles, things like that. There are three things that you need to be a basic good police department. You need personnel, you need equipment, and you need the training. We have a good handle on the training. We can get a lot of our training with and use in-house instructors that we have state certified. They can do in-service training. We use at least two different online training companies, entities for approved CLEST, Commission on Law Enforcement Standards training. We get training that way, and then the other training is just sitting in a classroom with our in-service or otherwise. So training we are really good on, but we need to keep on continuing with the public safety tax, making capital improvements, and looking at adding personnel as we can.
In that training, I'm trying to think the right way to ask this question. You can train and train and prepare and prepare. It's just like, for instance, for us, let's say a tornado warning. Oh yeah, the sirens are going off, we got a tornado warning. Get your flashlight, get this, get that, take cover, all this stuff. And sometimes we heed the call, sometimes we don't. We've heard it a million times. And then the house or something, something gets damaged, but somebody gets hurt because we didn't follow procedure. But at the same time, it's so much different with a policeman because you don't know what's around that corner. When does he unlock that weapon and get ready to pull? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can sit in the classroom and you can understand, oh yeah, the guy's going to be around this corner or something like this. And you don't want anything to happen to your guys or women down there, that are officers. But how much, I guess, when you're in the field, how different is that from being in the classroom? I mean, you got the adrenaline pumping, and it's just, and what I'm trying to say is we got to protect the officers. You don't know what kind of craziness is going to be around the corner. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. Yes. Well, first of all, what is very important in our profession is officer discretion. Based on his training, his knowledge, his common sense, his experience in the field, he understands at what point he needs to do those kinds of things. Being careful coming around a corner. At what point does he unholster his weapon when he pulls his weapon? So they'll go through the training, they'll go through the scenarios, we'll have the policies, but in the end, officer discretion is key. So that is up to them to make those choices, number one, within the Constitution, but also within the training that we provide for tactical responses, also within the Constitution.
So around the country, you've got people that criticize the police. Well, he took a shot and it's racial because this guy's African American, the policeman was white. We're not in that situation. And I guarantee you that officer, if it's a one-on-one or one police officer versus a gang, and the gang may not be the same skin colors, he's not thinking, oh good, this is going to be white versus black. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
I guarantee you the police are not thinking that.
Well, it's
not right. I mean, they're out to protect his own life.
My belief, it's nothing near what's sensationalized.
Mm-hmm.
What you see and what you hear is usually not reality. I believe that most all of our police officers are doing the right thing, or at least are thinking about doing the right thing. They get into tough situations and have to make very difficult decisions within not seconds, but sometimes split seconds. Now, other people have the benefit of sitting back and making judgment for hours and weeks, months, and sometimes years over that millisecond decision. But how do you do what you can as a department to try to give the officer the best tools to go out there and when he's deployed and make decisions? Now, since you brought the question up, we'll say racial profiling. Well, in the state of Arkansas, we're required, number one, to have a policy on racial profiling. We also must train every year on racial profiling. And we must submit that policy to the Attorney General's office once a year for a review. Now, if we don't change our policy, we don't have to resubmit it, but we got to certify that we still have the same policy from the previous year, and we don't resubmit it. And then when we update it, we have to submit the update. Now, that's the law. Now, let's take a look at another process that we're going through right now, and I'll explain a little bit more on racial profiling. But we are going through the Arkansas Law Enforcement Accreditation Program presently, and that is a voluntary process to up your game in law enforcement and our response to the community. It's not mandatory that we go through the accreditation process, it's strictly voluntary. But we started that process a year ago this past February. And so we're going through methodically in updating policies, making new directives that come into line and abide by these Arkansas Law Enforcement Accreditation Standards, and it was a program developed by the Arkansas Chiefs Association.
Really? Wow.
So we're in the process of doing that. Well, racial profiling is one of those things. And so not only do we have the state law to go by, we also have the accreditation requirements to abide by the state law, but also to have an expanded policy. And in addition to what's required by the state law is if we have to have an annual report. We have to do a review. So we go back into our records on an annual basis and take a look at them to see if we've had any complaints. Number one, we look at if there was any issues that somebody complained about. We take a look at those records. And also, we take a look at all of our reports that we take in the field or do investigations to see if we have any complaints about racial profiling. And if we did, then we'd use that information to take whatever necessary action that may be.
But then again, a lot of things are split-second decisions. Hypothetically, you got a guy going east to west, he tops the hill at the new Burger King. Maybe, let's say, had too much to drink, weaving in and out of traffic, high speed, stuff like that. The policeman on patrol, he's not looking to see, oh, is that what color is this in? He's out to protect the other drivers. He's going after the car, not necessarily the driver. He's got to get him stopped, slow down, and get this thing shut down. You don't know who's driving that car. A lot of these windows now, they say, the tint and all this stuff. I guarantee you the policeman on patrol is going after the vehicle to stop it so he don't hurt other people or she, whoever it may be. Has no idea who's driving the vehicle until you get it stopped.
Right.
And then I've seen, I think there's an incident in Dallas, Texas, something similar happening. Oh, it's racial profiling. What the guy's doing? 75 and a 30. He's drunk. We have no idea who's driving the car. We just got to get it stopped.
Right. Well, first of all, on something like that, we lose the fact of the matter that we should be looking at when you have this sensationalizing going on. You have to understand that that's a product that we may not be in control of, but what we can be in control of is handling things the way they should be.
There you go.
And so when you look at it, it doesn't matter what the race is of the person you're stopping or the race of the officer who's making a traffic stop or an encounter of some other type. It can be any encounter. The law doesn't say white on black, black on white, brown on white, or whatever. The law says you can't racial profile. It don't matter what race you are or the offender. So it can happen either way, but it seems to be happening one way on a national level when it comes to the release of that information in the media out to everyone. But as long as the officer, regardless of any other matter, as long as the officer has reasonable suspicion, he has a reason to make contact with that person, initiated by the officer, as long as he has that reasonable suspicion, probable cause, or whatever reason it is to speak with that person, it's not racial profiling. It's just doing business. It's just doing what you should be doing in law enforcement.
A license plate number pops up on the computer, a random search, and it may be an APB, maybe a nationwide bulletin on something, And something else, Chief, I'm seeing a lot of missing children reported now on Facebook. There's probably 5 or 6 a day. Have you noticed that?
There is, and we do follow up. If it's something in Facebook that's in our area and no one has reported that to us, we try to do some inquiry to see, was that within our jurisdiction, and are we responsible for taking a report? So I think sometimes that we have found out that it might be somebody who's not come home on time. Might be a few hours, might be a day late. I don't think they're really, they're not a runaway. They're not technically missing from the community, but they just decided not to come home for 24 hours or 48 hours. So we do get those once in a while, and we try to run those things down. But so yes, I do see, as long as you got a platform like that, whether it be Facebook or some other social media, people are quick to post somebody on Facebook that's missing. Now, whether that's good or bad, getting the word out as quick as possible is great, but it may be getting people in the community, maybe a few of them upset and in arms when they shouldn't be, might be a detriment too.
Kind of a early panic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then people are asking, well, what are you doing about it? What's the police department doing about it? Well, right now we just have a Facebook post that we saw. Now, if somebody is really truly interested in trying to get some help to recover someone who's missing, you need to go to the authorities as quick as possible.
What does it take for an Amber Alert?
It's not automatic for anybody that's missing. Basically, the key is you need to have some suspicious circumstances that or indicate that person would be in danger. Just because they didn't come home, an Amber Alert's not going to be issued.
Let's throw this map back up on screen, sir, if we can. This is just nothing but the forecast weather map, and this is from National Weather Service. On this particular map, they'll have something highlighted in bright yellow, and it will say child abduction emergency, and it'll have either the state or an area of the state on this particular map. I've not seen one on here in a long, long time, thank goodness. But, out of, there was a young girl at Nixon, Missouri a couple of days ago, and you got Florida, Tennessee, and of course Arkansas. It's just a concern, child has been missing, and you just, oh man, that's kind of like a nightmare for a parent.
Well, just remember the key thing, there's a couple other factors that you need to take into consideration, but the key factor is there's a belief that person, that child is in danger. That's key for an Amber Alert. If it's established it's a runaway, not in danger, then most likely it's not going to be put into an Amber Alert. Yes.
7:49. We need to take a quick break. What about the White River? Did it ever defog again?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. What do we got there? Ooh, man, boy. You can just start seeing a hint of the river on the left-hand side there. That's the 62-412 bridge to the left side of the screen. It'll be a little bit. We'll get that fog lifted. Anyway, time for a quick break. More with the Chief right after this.
Sure, all mowers cut grass, but only a Ferris mower with suspension technology can provide you with increased productivity, quality of cut, durability, and comfort. The caster wheels and cutting deck are connected to the frame beneath the suspension. This lets the deck follow the wheels as they move up and down in relation to the ground contours. Maintaining the distance between the deck and the ground results in a beautiful, consistent cut. Visit your local Ferris dealer to experience the difference suspension makes.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is. Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox, safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension, handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right product.
In 2014, I had back surgery, and I had always been told that chiropractic care, once you have that, is not possible. After coming up here to see Doc Osgood, I've learned just how much it is helpful, and I find now that I can do a lot more activities like mowing the yard, or even my job as a sports reporter. Going to the games is not a problem anymore. I don't have near the problem that I used to, and as I keep progressing, I think it'll get better and better.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with a pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
It's almost 7:53, and we're finishing out today's program with Corey Manuel, Chief Police, Mountain Police Department. And what have we not covered that you need to bring to the attention of the viewers today?
Well, let's go back, if you don't mind, to code enforcement just a bit. We just ended up and completed the installation of a program that will track our code enforcement complaints and issues from beginning to end. That's very key for us because we handle so many calls. It's a very, very good management tool, and it keeps the information in the system here on after. So if we go back to repeats, we got the information on the case before, and we can bring that forward if we need to and take a look at that case, or sometimes it's a number of cases, or will be. So we started using that software in June of this year, and so it's going to help us manage that process, and I'm hoping and thinking it's going to speed up a resolution as well. With better management. So we have that software in place to track our code enforcement cases now, a lot better. We also have our second batch of police vehicles coming in later this year. I understand they're going to be built actually later this month, sometime in July. So
what do you get? What kind?
SUVs, the Ford Explorer, yeah.
That worked out pretty good for.
They are lots more room.
Oh yeah,
a lot of room. Good patrol vehicle. We can get our equipment, and we have a lot of equipment to put in those vehicles, and so it's working out much better. The guys really like it.
That's good.
So we got 3 last year, and we have 3 more coming this year, all because of the public safety tax. So appreciate the people once again for that. We've also have gotten our second batch of in-car video cameras. We ordered a third of our equipment last year, third this year, and then in next year's budget we'll have the last third purchase. So then we'll have all of our older equipment replaced. Once again, that's due to the public safety tax.
Well, that sure has helped.
Yeah, oh, it has. And at the same time, with replacing all of our in-car video cameras, and we were having a lot of problems with them, We're also replacing the body-worn cameras that officers wear in the field. So that's very key for us. And we're in the process now of updating some really older computers. Come January 2020, I think, is when Windows 7 is no longer supported. So you're not going to get updates, I understand, no longer supported, and 90-some-odd% of our computers are on Windows 7. Now, there is that, let's say, the aspect of, well, why not update Windows 7 to Windows 10, which you can do, but when you bring somebody in for that process and you pay them, you're paying a chunk of money that you could just buy with new equipment, and we've got equipment that Windows 7's on that's in excess of 5 years old. So it's not an antique yet.
And the way computers are, by the time you get it out of the box and set up, it's obsolete.
Now, for home use, that might not be too bad, but for our use, and we get a lot of use out of it, and we use some very, let's say, demanding software. They take some good specs to keep that software up and running, because all of the data that we collect is entered into the computer system. So we got to have those computers up to date. So there again, as we go forward in making that system and getting it up to date, we'll be using public safety tax as well.
Well, it's really helped.
So I can't say enough about that public safety tax. It's really allowing us to upgrade our equipment, and which we're after to serve our people better.
And I think what was it, 1981 or 1983 was the last time anything had been considered to help fire department, police department. The city has grown. I mean, you go back to those days, Walmart was still where downtown Harps is in those days, and look how much growth you've got.
Well, it was, and we just don't want to just be a police department. We want to be a great police department, and so we strive to do that. We want to have a police department that our community can be proud of,
and that means being prepared for any situation. Am I right?
I come back to manpower, equipment, and training. That is key.
Wow, Scooter, you're over there thinking. I can smell something burning.
I'm just listening. I'm waiting for him to write you a ticket, so I'm just gonna...
Well, I'm going to have to run back to the PD and check out a ticket book. Oh, well, maybe I can't. We're doing digital tickets now with that computer equipment.
Digital ticket, there you go. Digital
you can do it right from your iPhone.
Oh, yeah, I can load the software up and do that.
Oh, my goodness. Well, my goodness. Well, I'm glad the public safety tax has worked out well. And, when it's a sales tax issue like that, you don't even miss, what, pennies on the dollar, Oh, wow, we're down to 45 seconds?
About a minute, yeah.
One final minute, Corey, I'm sorry. I looked at the clock wrong. Your final thoughts?
Well, I come back to this. When I've been on the show before, I thank the people for the public safety tax. I think it's a fair tax. It's a tax that's paid by, not only our people, but the people who visit, and the people who visit and our people are the consumers of that police service. So it's a sharing of the cost, and doesn't place all that burden on the property owners. And I don't like taxes myself. I have to pay them, but if you want these services, we have to pay some tax. So I appreciate the people for supporting that.
Appreciate your work and for your dedication to PD in the city of Mountain Home. We've got a great police department, very proud of them. And so, Scooter, I guess that wraps up. Thanks for being here, Chief. Good to see you again.
Oh, thank you.
Back tomorrow.